She stood in the doorway of a home that wasn't hers, with a key she had made without asking, and for 47 days, she acted like she owned it. My name is Claire, and this is the story of how I waited, stayed quiet, and on day 47 made one phone call that changed everything. Stay with me. This one is worth it.
Before we begin, I want to ask you something. How long would you have waited? Keep that number in mind.
Welcome to Silent Karma. If you're here for the first time, this is a place for stories. Stories about people who were pushed too far, who stayed patient when most of us wouldn't, and who found, in their own time, something that felt like justice. Tonight's story is called She Moved In Without Asking. On day 47, I called a lawyer. Find a comfortable position. You don't have to try to stay awake, just listen. Claire and Marcus had been married for 3 years when they bought their first home. A small house, a good neighborhood, a yard with a broken fence that Marcus had promised to fix by spring. It was theirs. Completely theirs. Marcus's mother, Diane, had always been present. That was the word Claire used. Not helpful, not warm. Present. As in, always somewhere nearby, in a way that was hard to explain. The day they got the keys to the new house, Diane hugged Marcus for a long time. Then she looked at Claire and said, "You know, I've always dreamed of living near family." Claire smiled. She didn't think much of it at the time. 6 weeks later, Diane arrived with 3 suitcases. She said she was in between places. She said it would only be a few days. The few days became a week. The week became a month. And on day 46, Claire found something she wasn't supposed to find.
What would you have done? Said something on day 1? Or waited? Claire waited. She had a reason.
On day 46, Claire came home early. The house was quiet. Marcus was at work. She found Diane in the kitchen, on the phone with someone Claire didn't recognize. The conversation stopped when Diane saw her, but not before Claire heard 3 words. Her name isn't on it. Claire went upstairs. She sat on the edge of the bed, and she thought about those words for a very long time. Her name wasn't on the mortgage. It was a detail they had discussed early on. Marcus had better credit. The numbers worked out. She had trusted him completely. But now she understood what Diane had been planning. That evening, Claire made 2 decisions. The first, she would say nothing. Not yet. The second, she picked up her phone and searched for a family law attorney in her city. She didn't call that night. She waited one more day. Day 47. On the morning of day 47, Claire made coffee, sat by the window, and waited until Diane left the house to go shopping. Then she called the attorney. The conversation lasted 22 minutes. What she learned. Her name not being on the mortgage meant nothing if she had contributed to the down payment, which she had. She had 3 years of bank statements to prove it. The attorney used a word Claire hadn't expected. Protected. That afternoon, she spoke to Marcus. She was calm. She was very clear. She placed the attorney's card on the kitchen table and said 4 words. She leaves by Friday. Marcus stared at the card for a long time. Then he looked at Claire and nodded. Diane left on Thursday, 1 day early. She took her 3 suitcases. She didn't say goodbye to Claire. Claire stood by the window and watched her go. She didn't feel angry. She didn't feel sad. She felt like the house was finally hers.
47 days. That was her number. What's yours?
Claire still lives in that house. Marcus fixed the fence that spring. She says the house feels different now. Quieter, more hers. If these stories help you rest, subscribe and turn on notifications. A new story arrives every day. This is Silent Karma. Good night.